22 days now, farmers have been protesting. The deadlock between the centre and the agitating farmers now reaching the Supreme Court. The Apex Court today will again hear the petitions on the new farm laws. During yesterday's hearing, the court indicated that it may form a committee having representatives from the government and farmer unions to resolve the deadlock over the new farm laws. The Supreme Court also directed petitioners to make protesting farmers a party to their pleas. The court further issued a notice to the centre as well as 8 farmer unions on pleas that were seeking the removal of farmers camping at Delhi's borders. This after a batch of petitions were filed in the Supreme Court against the farmer protests, citing that the stir could lead to a surge in COVID cases and that commuters face hardships due to road blockades. As farmer protests enter day 22, a 65-year-old Sikh priest, Ram Singh, died by suicide. He shot himself with a licensed weapon near Delhi's Singhu border, which is the epicenter of the farmers' agitation. In his suicide note, Ram Singh wrote that he was pained by the plight of farmers and that the government wasn't doing justice to farmers. He further wrote that committing oppression is a sin and suffering oppression is also a sin, and that his suicide was a voice against the oppression against farmers. Ram Singh was a religious preacher who had a huge following in Haryana and Punjab. Congress MP Rahul Gandhi said that the Modi government's cruelty has crossed limits and urged the centre to stop being stubborn and to go ahead and withdraw the farm laws. Sukhbir Singh Badal, chief of the Shiromani Akali Dal, said that Singh's sacrifice will not go in vain. This comes as farmers stay firm on their demands of rolling back the 3 farm laws. The government is continuing its outreach to dispel the farmers' fears.
पेशेंट हमारे पास आया था, बाबा राम सिंह नाम था उनका, ब्रॉड डेड पेशेंट था। सर में वेपन से उन्होंने गोली मारी थी अपने आप को। रीज़न क्या था वो तो पुलिस की कार्रवाई के बाद पता चलेगा।
बहुत दुख भरी एक अभी खबर मिली, संत राम सिंह जी सिंगड़े वाले, जो कि एक बहुत बड़े महापुरुष हैं जिन्होंने अपना जीवन काल मानवता की सेवा में लगाया। बहुत दुख की घटना है, हम सब के लिए बहुत दुखी हृदय है हमारा, लेकिन हम सबको संयम भी रखना है, ये मेरी आपसे हाथ जोड़कर आग्रह है।
22 days now, as I mentioned, farmers have been protesting at Delhi's borders. They're adamant on their demands of rolling back the 3 farm laws. The only thing that's changed is that mercury in Delhi has gone from cold to chilly. They refuse, however, to budge.
Farmers out in the cold, literally. Tuesday was the season's coldest night, with temperatures dipping to 4 degrees Celsius. And this is only the beginning of what will be a long winter. At the Singhu border outside Delhi, the epicenter of the protests, tractor trolleys have become a home away from home for these farmers from Punjab and Haryana. Some are sleeping below the tractors, some inside the trolleys, some inside tents, and many just on the roads. The blankets give meager protection. Each inch of it is coveted treasure. A few maintain vigil even as the police keep watch. They too are looking for warmth under the cold Delhi sky. The farmers, however, claim they're not deterred.
इसके नीचे हमने पराली बिछाई हुई है, जो धान की होती है ना पराली, वो बिछाई हुई है। उसके ऊपर हमने एक तरपाल बिछाई हुई है। इससे हम गुजारा कर रहे हैं। 15 जाने हैं हम इधर। बहुत मुश्किल से पैते हैं, पर लेकिन मजबूरी है, सरकार ने हमें मजबूर किया है सोने के लिए। बहुत मुश्किल से हम जहाँ पर सभी गुजारा करते हैं।
हो तो रहा है ठंड, लेकिन क्या करेंगे, जो प्रोटेस्ट है ये तो चलेगा। हम अपने हकों के लिए आए हैं। यहाँ पर इतनी ठंड तो महसूस हो रही है, लेकिन क्या करें, रहना पड़ेगा। हमारे ये हकों की बात है।
ठंड तो बड़ी है, पर ठंड की कोई परवाह नहीं करे। जो अपने हक के लिए आए हैं वो हक लेके जाएंगे, पर जितनी मर्जी मशक्कत चलनी पवे।
It's the same story in Ghazipur, where farmers have gathered from western Uttar Pradesh.
यहाँ पर भी कुछ ट्रैक्टर्स है। ट्रैक्टर के अंदर जो उसे ढका गया है प्लास्टिक से, उसके अंदर आपको कुछ किसान सोते हुए नजर आएंगे। दूसरी तरफ आप देखिए, आपको खुले में भी लोग सोते हुए फ्लाईओवर के नीचे गद्दा बिछा करके आपको लोग नजर आएंगे। लोग खुले में यहाँ पर देखिए, जो किसान धरने में शामिल होने पहुंचे हुए हैं वो खुले में सो रहे हैं। दूसरी तरफ आप देखिए, कुछ किसान यहाँ पर आपको बैठकर आधी रात में अनाज सेकते हुए नजर आएंगे।
With mercury expected to go further south in the coming days and farmers adamant on their demands, it remains to be seen who between the centre and the farmers will blink first. Bureau Report, India Today.
North India continues to reel under bone-chilling cold conditions, with the maximum temperature also, in fact, recorded several notches below normal. Minimum temperature in Delhi is hovering around 5 to 6 degrees Celsius as of 7 a.m. this morning. On Wednesday, the national capital recorded a minimum temperature of 5.8 degrees Celsius, 3 notches below normal. According to the Met Department, icy winds will continue to sweep across the city for the next 2 days. These winds blowing from the snow-covered western Himalayas is particularly the reason for the fall in temperature in plain areas. It's not just Delhi, but a large part of North India that's witnessing these kind of cold conditions. The mercury dropped below the freezing point in several hilly areas of Himachal Pradesh as well as Jammu and Kashmir. Leh recorded the temperature of minus 10 degrees Celsius. Srinagar and Manali recorded minus 6 and minus 1 degrees Celsius. Temperature dipped to 2 degrees in Amritsar. We've got good news this morning on the vaccine front. Bharat Biotech's COVID-19 vaccine candidate Covaxin has shown positive results after phase 1 trials. Interim findings of phase 1 trials have revealed an induced immune response and has registered no serious adverse events. Now, the report added that the vaccine administered on 2 doses given 2 weeks apart induced a neutralizing antibody and was well tolerated in all dose groups. The most common adverse event was pain at the injection site, which resolved spontaneously. The trial was conducted, in fact, across 11 hospitals from diverse geographic locations and socio-economic conditions. The vaccine needs to be stored between 2 and 8 degrees Celsius and is thus in line with all national immunization program cold chain requirements. Covaxin is currently in phase 3 trials. Well, it's been 5 days since the Winston-run iPhone manufacturing facility in Karnataka was ransacked by workers. They alleged that their remuneration wasn't paid on time. Now the kin of the workers blame the company for not taking care of their labor and their workforce. They're demanding an immediate investigation. India Today's Nolan Pinto gets you a ground report.
Furious workers ransacking the iPhone manufacturing facility run by Wistron Corporation. The employees at the Taiwanese company's plant in Karnataka's Narsapura were angry at being denied the salary allegedly promised to them.
This is where violence took place on Saturday. In fact, it is over here the iPhone SE is manufactured in India. Now, what really happened is this. Apple's contract manufacturer Wistron sort of saw an escalation on Saturday due to a disagreement with a section of the contract workers over alleged non-payment of salaries and dues.
The company initially pegged the damage at 437 crore rupees. Later, in a filing with the Taiwanese Stock Exchange, Wistron put the figure in the range of 26 to 52 crore rupees. The centre has asked the state government to ensure investor sentiment is not affected due to such incidents.
कंप्लेंट में था 450 करोड़ का लॉस हो गया।
हाँ सर।
अभी तो कल इंश्योरेंस कंपनी और मैनेजमेंट के साथ मीटिंग चल रहा है, अभी बोल रहे हैं 50 करोड़।
50 करोड़, हाँ सर।
ये डिफरेंस क्या है वो तो आप मैनेजमेंट को पूछना, मैं कहे आई नॉट आंसर।
इन्वेस्टिगेशन बट चालू है सर, गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से एक रिपोर्ट मांगेंगे आप? इन्वेस्टिगेशन चालू है?
चालू है।
ठीक है सर, थैंक यू सर।
ये 2 दिन में खत्म नहीं होगा भैया।
हाँ सर।
The police have arrested 158 people allegedly linked to the vandalism.
We have permanent deployment of police presently. The situation is under control and peaceful. We have created an environment where the company can go ahead with its operations.
The workers are furious. The father of Suraj, a 21-year-old arrested by police, claimed that the workers were promised a salary of 21,000 rupees. but were getting only 6,000 to 9,000 rupees a month.
ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡೋಗಿ ಅವನು ಯಾಕಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡವ್ರು ಸ್ಯಾಲ್ರಿ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಹುಡುಗರು ಸ್ಯಾಲ್ರಿ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಮಾಡ್ಯವ್ರೆ ನಂದು KS ನಾರಾಯಣ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಹೇಳಪ್ಪ ನನ್ನ ಹೆಸರು ಮ್ಯಾಗ ಬಂದರು ನನ್ನ ಹೆಸರದಾಗಿರೋ ಫೋನು ನನ್ನ ಹೆಸರು ನನ್ನ ಕೆಳಗೆ ಬಂದರು ಇಲ್ಲ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ನಾವು ಅವರೇ ನನ್ನ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಹೋಗೋದಂತಂದೆ ಯಾರಪ್ಪ ನಾನು ಶಿಲ್ಪ ಶಿವರಾಜ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ನೆ.
Another father claims his son wasn't even present when the violence took place.
ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಅವನು ಹೋಗಿ ಮೊನ್ನೆ 1.5 ತಿಂಗಳು 2 ತಿಂಗಳಾಯ್ತು ಅಷ್ಟೇ 2 ತಿಂಗಳಾಯ್ತು ಹೋಗಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಅವನೇನು ಮಾಡ್ದಂದ್ರೆ ಮೈಯಾಗ ಹುಷಾರಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಮಂಗಳವಾರ ಸೋಮವಾರ ಮಂಗಳವಾರ 2 ದಿವಸ ಡ್ಯೂಟಿ ಮಾಡಿರೋದು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮೈಯಾಗ ಹುಷಾರಿಲ್ಲದ್ರೆ ಕೆಲಸಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಲೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅವನು. ಆ ಗಲಾಟಕ್ಕೂ ಇನ್ವಾಲ್ವ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಏನೋ ಶನಿವಾರ ನೈಟ್ ಹೋಗಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು ಅವನು ಶಿಫ್ಟ್ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದು.
Many are pointing to alleged exploitation of the workers. The All India Central Council of Trade Unions has submitted a report to Chief Minister B.S. Yediyurappa and the Labour Minister. They claim that the workers are forced to do 12-hour shifts and they are allegedly not paid overtime. The union claims the workers are denied their due pay and their attendance is fudged. Wistron has denied the charges, saying it follows all the laws and employees' well-being is their top priority.
Now, Apple came out with a statement saying that they are sending some of their employees or senior executives from Apple to look into what really happened. As of now, more than 100 have been arrested by the police. An FIR was registered. So, investigations are going on. But while that is on, work has stopped over here. We just have to see what really takes place later on. With video journalist Madhuwar, Nolan Pinto for India Today.
Let's move on to some other stories. In a change to the existing JEE exams, which allows admission to engineering colleges, Union Education Minister Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank has announced that JEE mains will be held 4 times a year starting 2021. The first edition of the exam will be held from February 23rd to 26th next year, followed by rounds in March, in April and in May. The result of the exam will be declared within 5 days from the last date of the exam. The minister also added that students will be given a choice to answer 75 questions out of 90, citing flexibility to students, a chance to improve their scores. The minister added that the new schedule will ensure that students don't miss out on opportunities due to a clash of exams and also keeping in mind the pandemic.
ये तय कर दिया है कि अब एक बार नहीं बल्कि आपकी वर्ष में 4 बार जेईई की परीक्षाएं होंगी ताकि हर छात्र को बहुत अच्छे तरीके से उसको अवसर मिल जाएगा और 4 सत्रों में जो कराई जाएंगी वो पहला फरवरी में होगा, दूसरा मार्च में होगा, तीसरा अप्रैल में होगा और चौथा मई में होगा.
The marquee series between India and Australia begins in Adelaide with a lot at stake. It's a series that everyone's been waiting for ever since India won the Border Gavaskar Trophy last time that they were in Australia. Here's a preview to India's first ever overseas day-night test.
Punch down the ground. The mother of all battles is all set for a resumption.
Ball makes it to the rope. His 25th test match century.
Australia, the most experienced team in the brief history of day-night tests, has not lost a single game out of the 7 they have played so far. On the other hand, India, which was reluctant to start with as far as the pink ball tests were concerned, has much to prove.
4 good deliveries and then the master said that was enough.
Despite Prithvi Shaw's ordinary outings in the warm-up games, the Indian think tank has shown faith in the right-hander who will open alongside Mayank Agarwal.
Very similar to the dismissal at Drummoyne, where he played that half-cut shot in the air through gully and point.
Prithvi has performed at the test level, but he'll be playing in Australia for the first time. So I think it's very exciting to see his progress as well. Mayank came through last time around we toured here and he batted brilliantly without any baggage. So you know, that's what you expect from the younger guys. They just go out there, have no baggage from the past.
He does.
Virat Kohli is to return home after the first test to be with his family for the birth of his first child, and that makes his presence in the series opener all the more important.
Centuries are a source of so much joy.
Virat is certainly, you know, one of the best players, if not the best player in the world. So Look, there's going to be a time in this. Well, actually, there's only one test, so hopefully it doesn't. But when you play against players as good as Vera, at times they do get away from you. That's just the game. But yeah, certainly we've got plans in place that have worked okay against him in the past. Hopefully they work early enough this week. But if not, yeah, we've got a couple of different plans.
As far as the wicket-keeping duties are concerned, Rishabh Pant's century in the warm-up game did not fetch him a place in the 11, with Riddhiman Saha set to don the gloves in the series opener.
Find the boundary, and that is a very well-made half-century for Riddhiman Saha.
India will once again rely on their bowling to come good, like they did on the last tour, where they won a test series for the first time in Australia.
And Bumrah strikes, what they were looking for, the Indians.
Jasprit Bumrah, Mohammad Shami, Umesh Yadav and Ravi Ashwin will form India's bowling attack for their first ever overseas day-night test.
You asked for it and you've got it. A drag on, it was very wide.
The last time India won the series in Australia, the hosts were without Warner, Smith and Manas Labuschagne had not arrived into the scene, but things aren't same this time around. Team India comes into the series on the back of a T20 series win, but they will have to play out of their skins if they are to retain the Border Gavaskar Trophy. Sports Bureau, India Today.
Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.